What is going on, New York Giants fans? Welcome to another video from Hit Squad Productions. In this video, we're going to go over some New York Giants signings. We do have some new roster updates. We're also going to go over some Kenny Golladay updates as well. We'll go over that towards later in the video. But in this video, I want to talk about these two signings. I think that they're pretty fair signings. I actually really like both of the players that we're bringing in. Now, first, we're bringing in former Minnesota Vikings tight end Kyle Rudolph. Now, Kyle Rudolph, we're signing him to a 2-year deal with a max value at around $14 million. Now, this is per Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport. Now, if anybody knows anything about Minnesota Vikings football, or if you don't, which is fine, Kyle Rudolph is, when you look up the definition of consistent, you get Kyle Rudolph. Kyle Rudolph is a consistent tight end. He's been a consistent tight end for the Minnesota Vikings since he came into the league in 2011. He's a 2-time Pro Bowler. When you look at his stats, he has for his career at least, he has 453 receptions for 4,488 yards and 48 touchdowns. Last year, he had a down year of 28 receptions, 334 yards, and 1 touchdown. Minnesota released him. Obviously, they're going to be going a little bit younger as he is 31 years old, but he's consistent. He was definitely Kirk Cousins' security blanket outside of Adam Thielen, and when you look at him as a player, a lot to like. For real, there's a lot to like about him. I do think that he will help Daniel Jones. It's a cost-effective deal. With him, honestly, I have no issues with that. I know a lot of people wanted us to go the Kyle Pitts route. Still possible, but I do think that is kind of unlikely at this point. But I like it. I really do. 6'6", 265 pounds. Again, he's 31 years old. But he's still that dude. When you ask any Minnesota Vikings fan, he is still that dude. I actually spoke to a friend of mine who's a diehard Minnesota Vikings fan, and that's how I actually found out the news. He texted me and said, "You guys got a good one." And I was kind of confused, and I went and I checked Twitter, and I saw all these Giants fans talking about it. And honestly, I like it. I really do. Now, this draws up the question of, well, what happens with Evan Ingram? And to me, when we restructured Levine Toilolo's contract, I know a lot of people were like, why are we bringing him back? Didn't really do anything. I was one of those people as well. But I don't see them cutting Evan Ingram. I could see them trading him, but I don't see them cutting Evan Ingram. He makes $6 million guaranteed. Caden Smith makes $800,000 guaranteed for this year. So Caden Smith could be the odd guy out, but I wouldn't be surprised if they traded Evan Ingram. Now, am I going to expect them to trade Evan Ingram? No. I don't. Honestly, I don't expect them to trade Evan Ingram. I don't think Evan Ingram is this horrible player that Giants fans think that he is. I think that there's potential. Obviously, we all know that. But Evan Ingram really needs to just go back to the fundamentals and really just correct some things. I know that's easier said than done, but when you look at his drops, it seems more of a mental error as opposed to his ability to catch the ball. So if he could correct that, which Kyle Rudolph is that guy that you should go to want to correct that. This man makes some of the craziest catches I have ever seen come out of a tight end. It is insane, some of the stuff that he does. He has great footwork, especially his toe tap ability. Great footwork. Obviously, he's not a burner, but even with his slow speed, he can still get open. He still creates separation. I like him as a player, and I really do think that if we do keep Evan Ingram, he can teach Evan Ingram a thing or two, and hopefully we can get these two on the same page. Now, look, that does drop the question, what do the Giants do at 11? Again, I know a lot of Giants fans wanted Pitts, which I completely understand because I think Pitts is one hell of a player, top 5 easy, but at the same time, I could see them going either the Rashawn Slater route, the Micah Parsons route, or trading down. I could really see that. I'm also not ruling out the possibility of them drafting another wide receiver, though I think if they get Kenny Golladay, I don't really see that happening. But in my honest opinion, good signing, nice player, fair contract. It's definitely incentive-based. I like what I see. Now, the Giants also went out and signed Mike Glennon. Now, Mike Glennon to me is definitely an upgrade over Colt McCoy. He's been a little bit of a journeyman. Obviously, he's not going to come in and be a starter, but I would trust him a little bit more than I would trust Colt McCoy if Daniel Jones were to not play a game for any reason. You know, Mike Glennon, he can stretch the field a little bit, has a little bit of athleticism, but at the end of the day, he's a backup for a reason. So I really do like it, but at the same time, I'm not putting too much hope on Mike Glennon. I'm hoping that there isn't a reason for him to come into the game unless we're blowing a team out and, you know, we need him to snap the ball and just kneel it. You know, outside of that, I don't want to see Mike Glennon on the field. So those are the two signings. I like Kyle Rudolph, obviously, a little bit more than Mike Glennon, but I do think that those are fair signings. I'm really excited to see what we're doing. Right now, we're in a position to where we have some depth at wide receiver. We have some depth at tight end. And I don't remember the last time that we had something like that. Now, the New York Giants also have some news with Kenny Golladay as he met with Chicago last night. In my honest opinion, I can't see him signing with the Chicago Bears. I really can't. You know, they have Allen Robinson. Right now, they don't have a quarterback. I know they have Andy Dalton, who's saying that he's going to be the QB1. But if I'm a wide receiver, I'm not going to go play with Andy Dalton. I would much rather play with Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley. And honestly, with the culture that Joe Judge is building compared to the culture that's going on over there in Chicago, I do think that it would be a good fit with Kenny Golladay. We are going to see him today. We're going to get some physical done. We're going to see how he is. We're going to see how that hip is. And if everything clears good, I don't see why the New York Giants would have him leave without signing a contract. I'm really excited to have Kenny Golladay. I hope that we can lock him up. I really, really hope we can lock Kenny Golladay up because an offense with Kenny Golladay, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton as your wide receivers. Obviously, you have John Ross and Dante Pettis, but you also have now Evan Ingram and Kyle Rudolph. Right now, we have weapons for Daniel Jones. We have some weapons for Daniel Jones, and if we could sign Kenny Golladay, that would be our bona fide number one wide receiver. It would only help out this offense. It would help out Saquon tremendously. So that's what the Giants need to do. But let us know your thoughts below. How are you guys feeling about these signings? Which one was your favorite signing if you could choose one? Let us know your thoughts below. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Leave a like below. Follow us on Twitter. The link will be in the description. And as always, we will see you guys in the next video.